Benzema is the clear leader. He's now gone. Mbappe comes in. How concerned would you be that he would come in and upset the apple cart?
Well, I think the apple cart has already been upset by the fact that you have a major, huge hole with Karim Benzema and that presence being gone. And Sergio Ramos has been gone. And so there is a void of leadership that has been natural to this group. So you look to Karim Benzema for that leadership. He's no longer available. So then you have to start looking around. Is Toni Kroos? Is Luka Modric? Are those then the guys that take over? Well, the truth of the matter is, and even according to my starting 11, it's one of them that's playing, not both of them. It's either or. And is that presence then available just in the locker room? And how does it present itself out on the field? There is a void of leadership for Real Madrid in this upcoming season, and now you have to find who's willing to take that role on. So a guy like Fede Valverde cannot just be a quiet guy anymore looking for Toni Kroos and Luka Modric to resolve a problem. Jude Bellingham, if indeed he gets another opportunity to play right away, he's going to have to show some of the same qualities that he was showing at Borussia Dortmund, that include leadership, even though he's as young as he is. Thibaut Courtois has to play a role, a much better role than what he did in Belgium, where he was crying over the captaincy. So you're going to have to find maturation from players here that are going to have to carry a responsibility that they haven't had in the past. And when Kylian Mbappe, if indeed he comes into that locker room, just his presence alone is going to take a lot of air out of the room.
Right.
And that's when these guys like David Alaba has to be able to say, we love you, we're going to depend on you, we want you to be productive.
Don't be an idiot.
Correct.
Yeah. But also you've got Ancelotti leaving at the end of the season.
Yeah, that's a whole different. We don't know who's going to inherit that hot seat and how they're going to manage the egos within that dressing room. But a couple of things to what we've just been discussing. For me, I just feel that Real Madrid as a club and their history dictates the culture of that club in the dressing room. Contrast that entirely with PSG, particularly under this ownership, where it's been the biggest star who's dictated that culture. So it's a totally different dynamic than what we've seen with Kylian Mbappe and PSG to Kylian Mbappe if he does arrive at the Bernabeu. We know who the star is. And to Ali's phrase, there have been multiple players who take up all the air in the dressing room that have come and gone. And Real Madrid have always managed to dictate, have always kept hold of their culture, their standing in the game. So I see this as less of an issue for Real Madrid in terms of managing Kylian Mbappe, but Kylian Mbappe going to the perfect club where he is just not the person that everybody is kind of turning to and the president is calling and all the other nonsense that kind of came with certainly the last 2 years of his time in Paris. And then to the previous question about how you deal with Kylian Mbappe's status. Now, all things being even, somebody has to say something, or somebody would say something, and it would come down to who is the next.
Would you be that person, Shaq?
I don't know if I'd be that person. I would if I had to.
You'd be at the back going, yeah.
I'd say it if I had to. But the truth be told is, given everything that we've spoken about, reported on with Kylian Mbappe over the last 2 years, I get the feeling that 99% of that dressing room are just like, here we go again.
Right.
Kylian opening his mouth saying something stupid, and nobody's going to really take it on. Everybody's just going to say, yep, that's kind of what we've been dealing with behind closed doors anyway. Nobody's that bothered. So it's the players just recognizing who Kylian Mbappe has become, and that not bothering them at all in the slightest.
But Shaka, and I agree with you, but the reason that players won't take it on is because they know it won't do anything.
Yeah.
It doesn't change anything. If you feel like this guy has the keys to the kingdom and everything goes through him and all decisions are dependent upon what he feels in the moment, then you know it doesn't make any bit of a difference either to go to him or go above him, because he's already done that. He's already in the ear of people that are decision makers in the club. That doesn't happen at Real Madrid, and I think that's a very good point, Shaq. That doesn't happen at Real Madrid because Real Madrid is one of the few clubs around the world that are actually bigger than the players on the field. The institution of Real Madrid will swallow you whole if you are not willing to comply, i.e., Gareth Bale. Yeah? And I'm not comparing Gareth Bale and Kylian Mbappe, but at one point Gareth Bale was at the top, at the crest of the wave, right? He was at the top of the world. And he comes to Real Madrid and had a few great moments with Real Madrid. And then he wasn't willing to comply, and all of a sudden Real Madrid just took over, and Gareth Bale became an afterthought. Gareth Bale became an afterthought. Not that that would ever happen with Kylian Mbappe, but it's just an example of how important the institution of Real Madrid it is as compared to the individual player.
Who wins, by the way? Last question to you, Nathan, between that starting 11 and Manchester City.
Oh, City like 10-0, easy. No problems at all, Dan. Yeah.
Thank you very much for watching ESPN FC on YouTube. For more highlights, analysis, and exclusive content, be sure to subscribe.